My cousin Jake has never lost a friendly game of poker since we began playing years ago. Some of our friends won't even join a match if they know he's going to be there. It's a bit of a running joke. For me, though, it's not about winning. It's about spending time with people and sharing conversation and trying to convince Jake to go pro. I mean, what a lost opportunity. The guy is the luckiest SOB card player I've ever come across. Everyone who's ever played with him agrees. But he always says no, that it's not for him. Some months ago, something terrible happened. My girlfriend, Hannah, died. My friends are what got me through. In the following weeks, they showed at my place each Saturday like clockwork, no matter what they had on, bringing beer and snacks and the welcome distraction of poker. They even played Jake without complaining, and they avoided the topic of Hannah at all costs. Then, one night, Jake broke some news. His sister was sick, dying, aggressive cancer. Everyone comforted him, offering help, placations, and rides or money if he needed them. Thanks, I'll let you know, he said. But I knew he would never take them up on their offer. He was quiet and shy, almost withdrawn, always had been. I was probably one of the few people he ever opened up to, and even then it was a rare occurrence. Not strange to me, I rarely spoke about my feelings too. I liked it that way. A respectful quiet fell over our group as we digested Jake's news. Then, Chris spoke up. Maybe this is out of line, and stop me if it is, but I've never seen someone as stoic as Mason after losing someone. He smiled to me, regretfully. Maybe he could, help you when the time comes, Jake. I felt a little like a deer in headlights. All eyes were on me, as they waited for some kind of advice or nugget of wisdom. I suppose I owed it to them to try. I owed it to Jake. Of course, I said, leaning forward onto my elbows. When Hannah died, she struggled so much with everything. You guys know that. She wanted to get well so badly, but when it didn't happen over and over, she got sad. So I decided to make every day fun and memorable for her. We did what she wanted to do, no matter what it was. In the last few months, she lived, really lived. My friends listened quietly as they stared at the cards and chips scattered across the table, introspectively. It won't be easy, Jake. When Hannah died, it was the worst moments of my life. I'd give anything to take her pain. I miss her every day. There were nods and a couple of sniffles from everyone but Jake. He stared at me, face set, mouth a thin line. I felt like I'd said something wrong. Jerry piped up as he patted my shoulder. You're a strong man. Jake's gonna need you the most, brother. The moment passed as we got back into the game, though with a somber air. Except Jake. He didn't seem somber at all. He was agitated and distracted. For the first time ever, he lost the match. No one celebrated though. That would have been insensitive. As the night wound up and my friends trickled home, I found myself alone with Jake. Not unusual. We often hung out together long into the night. But this time, it was different. Jake was still acting weird. Wasn't interested in another beer or a movie. Just wanted coffee. I wasn't sure what to do except ask, flat out, what the matter was. But I already thought I knew the answer. It was his sister and the thought of her death that had his head spinning. I was wrong. We were sitting in the lounge room. "Jake, if you need to talk," I offered. He fiddled with a cup of coffee in his hands for some time, then said, "I need you to say it again." "Say what?" I asked, puzzled. "What it was like when Hannah died." Stumped by the request, I did it anyway. "It was the worst day of my life." "And you miss her every day?" "Yes, Jake. What's this? You're lying," he said gravely. I felt like I'd been punched in the gut. He wouldn't look at me, just at that stupid cup. "How could you say something like that to me?" He finally looked up and into my eyes. "Because I can't believe it. You don't miss her, Mason. Did you even love her?" Something was wrong here. Very wrong. A coldness filled my veins. "You know I did." "I thought you did. I assumed, but I never heard you say it, or I could have." "Tell me you loved her. That's enough, Jake. You need to go." He stood, coffee and cup flying onto the carpet. "Say it." "I loved her. I loved her more than..." He turned his back on me as I spoke and ran his hands over his face and into his hair. I didn't understand. My heart pounded. "God damn it, Jake. What the hell is wrong with you?" He became very still and slowly faced me. "Do you even care about me? Love me? Just answer." "Of course I do," I said, standing. The smallest hint of relief touched his eyes. "Please tell me what this is about." I eased myself towards him. "She loved you more than anything," he murmured harshly. "She didn't know you didn't care. I didn't know because I never asked." His gaze rose to mine. "I've never told anyone, Mason, about what I can do, because I hate it so much." My heart pounded in my chest, but I kept my eyes level. "What can you do? You're not making any sense." He laughed bitterly. I can tell when people are lying. Always have." I didn't laugh, though somewhere deep down, I wanted to, at the absurdity of it all. For a moment, I was a little worried. "How?" I asked. "Only with the right wording, direct statements. I feel it. I just know. My dad didn't love me, never did, and I was faced with that lie every day. Most people don't respect me, don't even like me. It's cruel to keep people close to you when you don't love them, Mason, and it's cruel to enjoy their pain." The last comment had me feeling cold again. Worry squirmed back into my gut, threatening to turn into panic. "Start making sense, Jake, because I've just about had it. You said you'd take her pain away if you could, but you wouldn't. Not even a tiny bit of it, right?" "That's not true." "Oh, yes, it is. You know it is." "No, I don't." I stared at him hard, my mind going Mach 5. "How?" Then, his expression changed again, like something clicked in his head. "She was really sick, wasn't she? Kept getting sicker. Ever since she met you." He took a step back. "Was it you? Did you hurt her?" His eyes were blazing and wet, mouth pulled down at the corners. "No. Jesus Christ." Another step back. "Jake, I never hurt her." He shook his head over and over, expression shocked, appalled. How did he know? How? It's not possible. I matched his retreat. There was nowhere to go, and he discovered that when a wall rudely met his back. Something else lit up his eyes now. The same look in Hannah's the night I whispered into her ear, as she laid in bed like a vegetable. Fear. Jake, you're in shock. About your sister. It's all going to be okay, okay? I said. He seemed to struggle with my assurance. Guess double meanings left a lot to be desired in that ticker of his. As I got closer, he shrunk before me. Always so weedy and thin and meek. Okay, he managed to puff. Then, you'd never hurt me, would you, Mason? No, I answered solemnly. His face reflected what we both already knew. Jake's parents really struggled with his suicide, but it's not like I was totally out of the blue. His character, his issues, he'd been depressed for so long. Then his sister, who pushed him over the edge. I was the only one who found him. He did it in my very own home, in the garage after I'd gone to bed for the night. Hanged himself. The worst part was that he changed his mind sometime during it. His neck was all scratched up. He'd struggled, the cop said. Poor guy. Everyone rallied around me. They all promised it wasn't my fault. Some even cursed Jake for his selfishness. I mean, hadn't I been through enough? And I enjoyed the attention, as I did after Hannah, though I genuinely missed him. Self-preservation is a powerful drug. Some things kept bugging me though. This ability Jake said he had, this unnatural, impossible thing, was wasted on him. He threw it away. A human lie detector? God, if I had something like that, imagine what I could do. But most of all, are there more like him?